For me, I think if I were to talk to my younger self, it would be not to be scared. I was little. I found myself always overthinking and second guessing myself.
Yeah.
So I realized it wasn't until I decided to just make a decision, decide to do it, that I saw the doors open up.
Yeah.
At times you just gotta trust your creative vision.
Yeah.
Put it out there. If it's gonna be for somebody. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but it has to be for somebody. It's gonna be for somebody.
Back to another episode of the High Vibrations Only podcast, a place where we're all about inspiration, motivation, and elevation. We want to make you feel good, make you feel like you could take on the world, because guess what, baby? You could take on the world. I am so excited to have in the show to listen. Today's guest, he's an entrepreneur. He is the CEO and the founder of 1231. Right? 1231 is a deliciously smooth, gluten-free vodka and rum. Let me tell you something. That thing is really, really smooth. And he is also the creative director of the Denaji brand. I am so excited to welcome to the show my brother, Bisi. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, what's up, bro? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? What an intro. Goodness gracious. What an intro. All right.
I tried.
I rock with it.
Fellow HU alum.
Yes.
Fellow Nigerian.
Yes.
Okay, so we met, I think it was, was that 2018? Or was it?
Yeah, it had to been. It was right before homecoming, right?
Yeah. Must have been 2018.
Yeah, I was doing the promo with Angie.
Yeah. And what was so exciting for me, and I was telling my producer, I wanted to talk to you because a lot of times what we see is black people endorsing liquor companies that are white owned.
Yeah.
We don't always see us owning our own stuff.
Right.
So when I was like, he got his own liquor and everything.
Yeah.
We need to talk about, because I don't know, and I was saying off camera, I don't know a lot of people. I don't think I know anyone really, that any black person in my circle that actually owns their own liquor company. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I just wanted to talk to you. I had to talk to him so he can take us back to the very beginning. First of all, what made you say, you know what? Let me take a stab at that.
Well, honestly, like it wasn't something I was really looking forward to do. Mm-hmm. Like I told you before, I kind of stumbled upon it, right? So, it was around my, senior year at Howard. And I'm a bio major. I was trying to go to med school. But towards that end of the year, end of my college days, I didn't really want to do med school anymore. I knew I liked business. Okay. I knew if I did do healthcare, it'd be in the business side. Okay. But I also wanted to create something. I didn't know what. I just knew I wanted to create something.
Right.
Fast forward that year, New Year's Eve. Yeah. Wasn't a big at the time. Yeah. I wasn't a big alcohol drinker. Yeah. It was green. I was green. I didn't know I didn't like alcohol. So I wanted to make a drink that I could drink, that was smooth enough to drink. Yeah. Where, I could still get lit with my friends, but nothing too strong. So I was looking online, found some recipes. I decided to mix some rum with some vodka, put some juices in there.
Well, hold on, you mix it yourself.
Yeah, I use like store-bought products and made the punch. Like a little New Year's Eve punch for my friends, for my New Year's Eve party. And I want to say like 10 minutes within them coming over. Yeah. That punch is gone.
Oh, my God.
It's gone.
It was that good.
It was good. It was good. And I didn't have enough to make a new batch.
Right.
But I found that, people who were heavy alcohol drinkers or liquor drinkers that only drank straight. Yeah. They didn't drink any cocktails or any mixed drinks. It was wussy drinks
like
for
me.
Them. Yeah.
No chaser.
No chasers. Right. It was like, no, I don't drink that. I drink cognac. I drink whiskey. They crushed that first.
Oh, wow.
Right? So I was like, okay, all right, cool. That's cool. Didn't think anything of it at the time. Yeah. Fast forward the next day after New Year's Eve, I'm like, you know what? People really like that drink. Mm-hmm. Maybe I could maybe I should do something with it.
Yeah.
You know, so that very next year, I decided to create a company and try to, formulate the product, recreate the product, but with my own formula so I can launch it. So,
it's something we always do. We're not really drinking today, as you guys know. I have been alcohol-free for about 3 to 4 months now.
Yes, yes.
Somebody said, how long are you going to do that for? Maybe forever. I don't know. But we're still going to do a cheers. We're going to use water today.
Good old-fashioned water, right? Yeah. Can't go wrong with water.
You already got your own water, so.
I'm going to just pour it.
You just pour it in there.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to stay hydrated, folks.
Indeed. This is a cheers to more life, more health, and more wealth. Amen?
Amen.
There it is. Yes, sir. You're right there. You know what was interesting? So you went online and you found, I want you, because I'm so fascinated by it, because it's a world that I'm not familiar with. Mm-hmm. Like you went online, you found some recipes and you did your own thing. You did what are some of the recipes the names of the stuff that you have, the drinks that you mixed? Because I don't
even remember the names.
I know when we met and you were doing the promo.
Yeah.
You had a name for each of the joints that you had mixed at the time. Was that just for that season?
I believe that was for that homecoming season.
Okay.
We're constantly making new cocktails.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't remember what that was at the
All
time.
right.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, so you found these recipes and you mixed it, and this is actually original stuff that you mixed yourself, and then take us step by step, right? For someone who's curious and, thinking of getting into business, step by step from you found it, you mixed it, then what? Just take us through that step to finally getting what we see in front of us right now, the product.
Are you talking about step by step?
The step by step and then
the brand?
Creating the brand and, everything like, that sort of thing.
Okay. Ooh, it's real technical, boy.
Yeah.
All right. So
make it simple.
It's a real technical. All right. Yeah. So the long story made short.
Yeah.
I found a development company that could help me recreate my product.
Got it.
To make it shelf stable.
Okay.
Right. And then I found a distillery that would help me bottle it.
Okay.
And that's all in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. I tried to look around in the area.
Yeah.
At the time when I was doing it, there wasn't really a lot of bottling companies out here. So I went down south. Found a company down south that was willing to do it for me, and they bottled it up for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Short story.
That's a short one.
That's a short story.
So there was something me and you was talking about, which is a key element of the process, and that's distribution. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about how important that is, and how you were able to. Because I know you're going through it right now, but even how important that is, because you can't sell without that piece.
So distribution, I don't think people really realize. I didn't realize it until I started how difficult distribution is. So So when you're in your liquor store and you seen a brand at one store, and you don't see it at another store, chances are they don't have the distributor to go to that store and sell it. Right. So when people ask me, and say hey, why aren't you here, and here? I'm like, well, I need to have a distribution company that would distribute me out there in those states, right? So, and every state kind of has its own process to get in. So you essentially, as a new brand or any brand that, however, they have to really, unless you're with a distributor that's in all 50 states, they're housed in all 50 states, which is like a handful of distributors. Yeah. You have to pitch your brand to every distributor in every state.
Got it.
In order to get out there. So it's a challenging process. Yeah. Some people already have established brands where they don't need to look for new brands. Yeah. So when you find a distributor that's willing to take you on, and you take advantage and you try to, push it as hard as you can with that distributor. Yeah. sometimes those distributors don't have the retail network as the bigger distributors.
Got it.
So even though you're with a distributor, if they're not in every store, then you essentially are still selling to every store for that distributor. Right? Because the distributor's job is not really they're supposed to push your product, but their job isn't really to push your product. It's to distribute your product, hence distributor.
Got it.
So you still have to go out and sell your product to every single store.
Okay.
Hand sell it. So it's a process.
That's interesting. And so essentially there's levels to the distribution process is what you're saying. And the bigger guys already established with, the well-known brands, and they're not taking anyone else that's new.
Yeah, most oftentimes they don't need to take anyone else's new, right? So, for example, Budweiser, they're probably one of the biggest brands in the world. Yeah. Anybody who's distributing Budweiser doesn't really need to distribute any other brand. Yeah. Budweiser's going to take care of the lights, going to take care of the meals, Absolutely. They pay the bills. So for them to take you on is very difficult. You have to really convince them. And even once you convince them, they take you on. Now you got to convince everybody in their team that you're worth pushing. Yeah, which is a very difficult.
How was that for you? Because when you first got you got brought on board, was it like, okay, we're just gonna try it out and see, and then it's like maybe the first couple of see how sales go? Is that how it go? Like they decided, or is it like we just sign a contract and regardless of what the sales are, we're still.
Well, fortunately for me, I had, so I was able to self-distribute in DC and in Maryland. Okay. So I had already established some stores that my current distributor could take advantage of and continue to sell to those stores. Maybe they already sold to those stores. So it was a smoother transition. Yeah. But fortunately for me, I had a great distribution team. They helped me get into more accounts. Got it. And they were excited to push the brand. So it's great when you have a distribution company that's, I would say, creator focused and they want to help the little guy. It's really helpful as a new brand. Yeah. Or as a smaller brand as well.
Wow, that's amazing. So let me ask you this: like, what is first of all, we're out right now. They can go to where to buy. Where are we right now? Physical stores. Where are we? Are we?
We're all over America. So for me to name individual stores might be tough for me. Okay. But if you go to our website and you go to the store locator, so www.1231.com. Yeah. TWELV 31. Yeah. Not the word 12. You're not gonna find it. And you hit the store locator or buy, there's a store locator app on there. Yeah. You can find a nearest store near you. So you put your zip code in and it'll.
You know what was crazy? When you say I can't even name how many stores we're in.
It'll be such a disservice for me to try and name any store around here. I'm like,
but that's a good thing.
That's good.
We move it.
It's a good problem to have, right?
Hey, I'm just saying that's a great problem to have. I think you probably been asked this too many times already. I'm not sure what you told me when I asked you before, so I'm going to ask you again. The name. What's the origin of the name?
So like I mentioned, New Year's Eve was my party. Right?
Okay.
So, because the conception of the brand was around New Year's Eve.
Got it.
I decided to title the brand 1231 to commemorate the day.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, cool. That answers that question. Yeah. So now let's talk about where do you see this brand and what is your overall dream for it? Like at the end of the day.
So hopefully my goal is to make it a global brand. Okay. Build it up. I don't know if I want to get acquired yet. Okay. But my goal is to build it up to a point where I can have a legacy. Yeah. And my family for generations can use the brand. That's really what the goal is, So, and it'll be like, I don't know, a dream come true for everyone to just try my product, you know, and love it. And that's kind of like the reason why I created the brand. Yeah.
It's we're we're getting closer. I think homecoming season is just around the corner. So we were very strategic about this episode because we know y'all gonna be on the yard, libating, all right? So we wanted to have him come on and say, listen, you know, when you out and having a party, an event, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, it's okay to have some Casamigos, but also, like, check out this 1231 is what we're saying essentially.
Yeah.
And, you know, you guys know I've been sober for a little bit. But when I was drinking, right, I actually tasted it. I'm not just saying because he's sitting right here, but because I can attest to the fact that it's actually smooth. It doesn't have that aftertaste that most, you know, liquor brands have. So that's something I think is really dope about it. And, you know, I was so proud to see a fellow Howard alum, like, actually be out here doing his thing, moving and grooving. And I want you to speak to, first of all, how you ended up at Howard and how critical that was to your journey and everything.
Oh, man. I would say since I was a kid, I kind of had Howard on my radar.
Okay.
There was a program at Howard. I don't even know if they still have it. It used to be called Howard University College for Kids or something like that.
Got it.
And I was in that program. And then not only that, my mom went to Howard.
Oh, that's dope.
So legacy kind of thing, you know. So I was like, yeah, let me try Howard, man. Let me see what's happening.
Let's see what's going on,
I always went to, so a little bit about me, I always went to like a mixed school. So it was either Hispanic, white and black, white and Asian. It was always mixed. So I was like, let me try a historically black college university. You know what I'm saying? Let me try for my college days. So decided to land on Howard, and I will say I was born and raised in D.C., right? So I didn't know how many different types. It sounds real crazy right now when I say this. I didn't realize, and I feel like you know what I'm about to say. I didn't realize how many different types of like black people there were.
Yeah.
Until I came to Howard, I was like, just the culture from the West Coast to down south, to the East Coast to up north, completely different type of way to interact, which is so crazy to me. But it was like, it was crazy, but it was also like amazing at the same time. Because I'm like, all right, so we're not a monolith. We're not just one thing. We're multiple things, and we're all influenced by the culture that we're grew up in. So I'm Nigerian, born and raised around Nigerian people. So to see Nigerians there, to see Caribbean people there, to see Americans at Howard, it's one of those things that's just like I felt like I was here. I was at the right spot. You know?
That's dope. Now, when you look back, I think we talk about we're all very proud of our HBCUs. But one of the things I always say is we do know that we have some family problems that we have to deal with.
Sure.
So I want you to, I'm the type of person that I'm always gonna keep it a $150. When you look back on your experience now, and I think that another thing that's so important to keep in mind is alums have to give back and have to do the best that they can to help build it. One of the scariest things I heard when I was at Howard was around this whole thing with, money and all of that stuff. And they were essentially saying that you don't want a situation where you graduate and a couple of years down the line, the school is no longer here. That was so scary for me.
That's crazy.
Because I was like, wait a minute. So like you can't even, it's no homecoming.
Right.
So we're laughing about it, guys, but that's how important it is for alums to give back. And it's funny, or it's easy to say, well, I'm not making Diddy money. I can't give $1 million. No. You don't have to give $1 million. Give what you can to your respective schools, and I promise you, every little bit helps. Whether it's $20 that you can afford, whatever that is, long as you're giving back. But I want you to talk about your experience at Howard. When you look back on it, what are some of the things that you wish would be different? Whether that's, I don't know if you lived in the dorm, whether that's on the dorm, whatever that is. Let's talk about some of those challenges that we have as much as we're proud of our HBCUs, but that we know we need some work?
Well, for me, I mean, being from here, I lived at home for most of my time. The only time I was really on the dorm was when I took like a summer class here. At Howard, that is. And I will say my only one regret is like not being on campus, like living in a dorm, because I feel like there's certain relationships I wasn't able to foster and build as strongly as I could. Yeah. I mean, I do have long-term friends from Howard. That's always going to, but the relation, the bond that you have when you're always around someone, like I feel I maybe missed out on that opportunity. But for what is, if I were to go back in time, I think that would be the one thing, just staying on campus. Yeah. But I think that's it for me. I think I was able to foster enough relationships with people because I tried to do as much as I could at Howard, but still go home. Yeah. So I would stay out. If I had people who lived on campus, I'll try and hang out with them a little longer, or hang out in some of their dorms and hang out and just chill and talk and meet people who they were friends with. Because, at Howard, people would just come through and it's like, oh, it was like, you know her? Oh, you know him? All right, cool. We cool now. Kind of thing. Yeah. So,
what was your A building experience when did you have a bad A? I had a horrible A building experience.
I didn't have unfortunately, fortunately, I didn't have a bad A building experience.
Oh yeah?
No, not at all.
You're probably the first person.
Few. Yeah, I didn't have a bad one.
I've never met anyone that say they didn't have a A building experience.
I would say honestly, like dealing with the A building kind of prepared me to deal with other admission processes at different schools.
But it was but it wasn't bad.
But it wasn't bad. It was just like, for me, it was just more so a follow-up kind of thing. But it wasn't, I mean, I do that all the time at work. So it's like, people forget. So I know you just got to follow up. My only issue was probably parking. But I got cool with the parking people, so they helped me out. But
I think it's different when you don't live on campus. I didn't live on campus either because we live like down the street. So I used to just walk up there.
Why am I paying all this money to stay on campus?
And a lot of people always say like, how did you end up at Howard? So it was between Howard and Morgan State. So we had an uncle at Morgan State, and he was a professor there. I applied and I got accepted immediately.
Okay.
So it was between, and my dad was like, he just said Howard was a better school.
He didn't want to hear it. Morgan for what?
I know I have a lot of people that went to Morgan State. This is no shade. I'm just telling you what my story is, because I didn't go to Howard because it was an HBCU. No. My dad said Howard was a better school. That's it. And it was a school that was in the neighborhood. It was down the street. I used to ride my bike before I went to Howard. I used to ride my bike past Howard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and I was like, I'm going to go here one day, right?
Yeah.
It was crazy. The first time I rode my bike, it's a McDonald's. It's still right across the...
Yeah.
I remember waiting for the red light, because I used to be one of them bikers that I would literally wait for the red light. You know what I mean? So I'm like waiting for the red light, and I'm looking at all these people walking past. I ain't going to hold you. I say, it's a lot of beautiful women at the same time in one place. Like, wait a minute.
Very true. That's very true, I mean? Bro. I'm not going to lie.
You know what I mean? So, but I feel like the world's most beautiful woman got Howard. And, but that was my story. And I think that when you don't live on campus, it's a little different, because even issues with living conditions and that sort of thing is a lot different. But we do know that we have issues at our HBCUs that we have to deal with. But I'm a firm believer in, I don't like to complain about it. Like, what can I do to be of help? You know what I mean? So when we think about those issues and those challenges, before you go on social media and say something and knock your HBCU or whatever it is, ask yourself, what am I doing to be a solution to the problem? In what way, shape, or form am I helping out? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I had a horrible A building experience, and this is how bad it was. I'm not going to put her on the spot, but I don't know if she's still there or not, but whatever. Her name is Sharon. Mm-hmm. What's up, Sharon? If you're watching, probably not. but I gave Sharon my documents today, and I came back tomorrow, I met Sharon at the desk. I said, I'm just following up. She said, I can't find your stuff. I said, wait a minute. You do recall it was you. I was here literally yesterday. She said, no. And this is the crazy part. Yeah. She did not deny. She was like, oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember. I remember you gave it to me. I just can't find it.
What? Oh, nah. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I had to make another copy and brought it back. But I would say this. It's not a great thing, but it was something about going through that, for lack of a better word, hardship at Howard.
The struggle.
That kind of prepared me for the world.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, whatever. I'm just like, y'all just be sitting here complaining. A lot of y'all so bougie. That's what the problem is. I was like, you have no idea. You know what I mean?
The stress I've been under.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. Like, y'all be complaining. Golly. You know, I said, my little brother, he has no idea. Like, we're like 7, 8 years apart. I'm like, he gonna be like, well, I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm like, my first job was the Piney Branch Safeway. I used to ride my bike to and from work every single day. My bicycle. Let me make that clear. You talking about you don't want to wait for the bus? Is you crazy?
It's like, if you know my challenges.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not a good thing, but I'm just being honest about the fact that it was that bad experience that kind of, you know, prepared us for the real world. And I would always say one thing about Howard is networking is next to oxygen. Like it's life. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing that I would say that, you know, we actually had specific events. You can speak to this too, where it was just dress up, you know, suit and tie and everything. Yeah. It's just networking event.
That's it.
It was just, that's it. Like and show up to the stuff. Yeah. And it was amazing. But, we just had to talk about our Howard experiences because, you know, we know it's homecoming season and we're excited. Are you going to be around for homecoming?
I went last. I went last year.
Okay.
And I don't know if this year is going to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard people coming, but I don't know. I'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because it's like my last homecoming was like 2018.
2018?
Yeah. Because, you know, the thing about, because, you know, like, so I don't know. I was saying to someone, part of it is getting older, I think.
Okay.
But the second thing is, I just feel like it's here.
You're always around.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what I mean? But this time, because of the work I do, I know that we're probably going to try to get some content, and I'm going to be out there getting some work done. Yeah. So I'm going to be around. But that was the last time in 2018, you know? Wow. And I'm also big on, are you coming? Are you coming? Okay, let's get together.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen each other in years. Versus, I'm just going to the step show for the sake of going to the step show. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
So last year I didn't do any of the activities.
Right.
I went to the tailgate.
Everybody, of course.
You know.
Yeah.
And that was awesome because you got to see all these people that you haven't seen in years.
Yes.
You know? And I went to a few lounge events.
Yeah.
That was it. And the ball.
Yeah.
Was it whatever they call it, the Howard
Ballroom,
whatever
I
it's
think
called.
it was.
Yeah. We had to dress up. Nice for the ball.
Yeah.
I went there, but I don't know. When you get, like you said, like when you get older, you're not trying to do all that extra.
I'm trying to tell you,
trying to chill.
I look at homecoming as an opportunity to connect with people you haven't seen before. Yeah. I would rather be like, oh, you coming? Oh, you come? All right, let's go get something to eat, hang out. Versus, you know, I'm going to this event that. I mean, it was people that they were going from event to event on the same. Like, I think in 2018 we were shut down because we had to leave the tailgate early because they did in the parking lot. I think it was when it was in the parking lot. I think it was. So they didn't want us to be there forever. So it was just like at a certain time.
It's like, guys.
Yeah, I had to
y'all get to go.
You had to go, but yeah, they didn't want us to be there forever. And then once it was so crazy, like they would literally. People were like being pushed out, like gotta go. But this was crazy. These guys, I'm talking about maybe 11, 12, whatever it was, they left there and they went to, a lot of them went to Lucky Strikes. Like it was like the next event.
At Lucky Strikes?
Let me tell you something.
What?
And you could be, if you could be pulling up field, what was it was so, this is how crazy it was. You're walking, it's like hundreds of people. Mm-hmm. This is the craziest part. For some reason, everybody knows where everybody's going. So
that's true. That's true. You don't know how you know. You just know.
Everybody knows.
That's real.
Everybody knows where everybody's going, and it was just like they were like, "We're gonna let this try. We're gonna hang out." I'm like, "Peace and blessings. I am done.
I'm gone."
But we're looking forward to homecoming. It's gonna be a great time if you're gonna be around. You know, I'm probably gonna be around. If you see me, you know, say what's up. But I wanted to segue into your other brand that you have going on right now. You are currently the creative director for the Denaji brand, and this is woman and minority owned brand. I want you to talk to us about that because I peeped some of the stuff. Those bags look good.
Thank you.
And you got a sample here too. Yeah. You know, talk to us about that and how you got into that. That's not your. Is that something you started or?
Yeah, I co-own it.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I like fashion, man.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. There was a time where I was doing a lot of traveling, and I always had backpacks or duffel bags or whatever, and I was like, why am I buying other people's brands when I can just create my own? Yeah. And I could probably do it better. So I was like, let me pick out these different fabrics, leather. I try to use real leather. Yeah. But now we're trying to go more eco. So using vegan leather now. And I always thought about security as well. So my bags, they always have like a secret compartment so you can put your passports and stuff like that in there so you don't lose it or get it stolen when you travel. It comes with like a lock on your bag so you know nobody can pickpocket you, or that's the hope. Yeah. And a portable travel charger, so you can always stay charged on the go. So I wanted to create something that, you know, it was traveler friendly but also stylish at the same time. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so just so we're clear, this is unisex.
Unisex.
Okay, because absolutely. So we're gonna put the website and the Instagram information, and you can see some of the samples, and you can check it because I actually saw it, and it was really dope.
Thank you.
Nah, it was cool, man, and like I said, this episode is about business. Yeah. You know what I mean? Start your own business, your own thing, and I think it's amazing. And I can't wait to see 1231 be as big as you want it to be. And be one of those brands that we're like, oh my God, look at this 1231 ad on TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look how far they've come.
You know what I'm saying? No, I love seeing things go from inception, or like, you know, one of my favorite scriptures says, do not despise the days of a little beginning. You know, I'm so big on, you know, we don't come from, we're not trust fund babies. Right, you know what I mean? Like, we're getting ours at the mud. It's pure hustle, ambition, pure talent. Yeah. So it's amazing. Every time I see people who are on the verge of doing something, creating something in whatever way, shape, or form that I can support that and elevate it and get the word out, that's what I do, you know? I want you to speak about seasons because I think we're in different seasons of our lives, and I know for me, this season of my life is about figuring out what I'm very intentional about what my legacy is. You know, what kind of legacy I want to leave behind. I always say that my greatest fear is not the fear of failing or not succeeding at something, is lying on my deathbed, an old grumpy man with regrets over shots I didn't take, over things I didn't do. Yeah. I don't mind. I was telling somebody the other day, I don't mind looking crazy.
Right.
I don't mind being laughed at.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, what's Licious? Oh my God, he crazy. Like, he falling down the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, that failed horribly. I don't mind that. Yeah. Because as I always said, even when you feel horribly at something, you are 10 times better than somebody who has not even tried.
It's facts.
Because with every time that you don't get it right, you learn how to get it right. So this season of my life is about avoiding distractions. You know what I mean? In the form of women, in the form of liquor, whatever it is that is a distraction to me, it's about being ultra focused. This is that season of my life, and just being intentional. God has been gracious. And like you were saying to me off camera, you don't want to mess up an opportunity because of your lack of discipline. You know what I mean? So this is that season of my life. It's a season of loving intentionally, right? Making a decision to love. One of my prayers have always been, God, help me to love like you love, to give like you give, to forgive like you forgive, to be humble, to be patient. You know what I mean? Even when people hurt me so bad, it was something Kevin Hart said that always stuck with me. He said, regardless of how you feel or how hurt you are, the sun is going to come on. Life is going to keep going, right? So if you don't let go of that hurt, you are stuck in that season, in that place forever. And plus, you don't want to hold yourself back. You know, he was saying, I want to live and do a lot more greater things in my life. So regardless of what the situation is, I just let go. Like they say, let God, let go, just whatever it is. And that's that season of my life right now, because I want to look back 5 and 10 years from now and say, you know what? I did everything that I wanted to do. I gave it a shot. I went after whatever it is that I wanted to go after. So I want you to speak to us about, you know, some of the lessons you've learned along the way. Share it with that young kid right now, maybe the Howard kid, that Nigerian kid, whatever it is, that is trying to do something, trying to figure themselves out. Maybe think about it as speaking to your younger self, you know, what you would say to your younger self, and what this season of your life really is for you.
It's kind of hard to do a blanket thing because everyone's journey is different, right? For me, I think if I were to talk to my younger self, it would be not to be scared. I was little. I found myself always overthinking and second guessing myself. So I realized it wasn't until I decided to just make a decision, decide to do it, that I saw the doors open up. Right? Like before I even launched this brand, it was like years before I launched it. And I was every day of every year before I launched this brand. It took me 3 years to create this product.
Wow.
Every single day I second guessed myself. Design wise, was the product good enough? Would people buy it? And the most, I would say when I launched, it was probably the most anxious I've ever been. In launching it. Like when I launched 12, the Velvet Berry was my first product. This came after. But this was already out. This came after I'd already had some success with this one. But when I launched this, I thought it was great, but did other people think it was great? Always second guessing. And the first time you hear somebody say, yo, this is good, it's the most like, all right, I think I was doing too much. Right? So that experience kind of taught me, like, you know, there's no way you're not going to be perfect. But as long as you slowly build to perfection, you can never be perfect, but you can be as close to perfect as you can be at that time. And just slowly build from it. Even with this brand, the Denaji brand, when I first designed the bag, I was met with a lot of criticism. A lot of people saying, I don't know about that one. Oh, I like this one. I don't know about this. So then it's like, when you have all these different people giving you different kind of feedback for something that you know in your heart, is you're designing based off your creativity and all that. When you it's like when they say too many chefs in the kitchen make a bad stew or whatever. So at times you just gotta trust your creative vision. You know, put it out there. If it's gonna be for somebody. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but it has to be for somebody. It's gonna be for somebody. And as long as you're doing it for yourself, you'll never be disappointed in yourself. Right? So when I design products, I design it where even if no one buys it, and this is one, I forgot who said this business advice, and I was like, this is the most like truth I've ever heard before in my life. Like, no matter if no one buys your product, as long as you design it where you know you will buy it, then you have at least one customer.
Oh, wow. Okay, I've never heard that before. Yeah.
So I was like, that makes sense. Yeah, because if I kept designing things, if I tweaked my designs every single time somebody said they didn't like it, I come out with a product that I didn't like. So now if no one likes it, then no one's buying it.
Yeah.
But I know I like it, so I'm going to buy it regardless.
Yeah.
Right? So the piece of advice I would say is just trust your gut. Go out there, fail if you have to. It's okay to fail. But the minute you decide that you can't continue, you can't go further, then you've truly failed. Right? As long as you fail to grow, then there's no way you can truly fail, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? So keep going out, go for your dreams. Make something concrete. People have that, and I see it a lot with creatives, the fear to show people your work. Yeah. And that fear will always hinder you. You will never be able to produce anything. So I always tell anyone who's creative, like, just do it. Yeah. Put it out there. Yeah. The most somebody can say they don't like it.
But it's interesting to me, how do you strike that balance between, because you talked about criticisms and feedback, between taking feedback, but also not compromising your vision. How do you strike a balance between that?
I think as long you have to be able to discern what is. That's a very good question. Honestly, I had to figure that out too. Yeah. There's only so much feedback that you can use that's going to be constructive, in my opinion, until you launch. Now, if you launch and you get customer feedback like, "Hey, I like this, but I don't like this," then slowly tweak it. Tweak your designs or tweak your product. Yeah. So that your future product is more appealing to the masses. Yeah. Right. But for me, I will say I still struggle with it. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you because you don't want to create something that no one likes. So I would say listen to feedback, but don't allow it to completely change your vision, because your vision was put there by whatever higher, I always think it's a higher power that puts that vision in your mind. Yeah. So now let the feedback help you to build that vision as opposed to changing the vision completely.
Got it. Okay. I want to talk to you about one or two things before we wrap up. Are you dating right now? I could have sworn. Let me tell you. Remember, I invited you to come on that show, and I don't know where I saw this though.
I was dating at the time. I had a girlfriend at the time.
Well, y'all like almost fiance level.
It was close.
Because let me tell you something. I knew I wasn't losing my mind.
No, it was close.
Because I was like, I know I saw something.
It was close, bro.
Yeah, because I had invited you to the show for you guys to come as couples, and you were like, I said, wait a minute, am I crazy? Did I not see something?
Yeah. That was we were together. We were there together for a while. So it was close, but ended unfortunately. But So but at the time, I remember when you hit me up, I was like, let me think about it. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you.
Because I know I said something, but how long ago y'all broke up?
About a year or two now.
Okay, it's been about a year or two.
Yeah.
So it's not that fresh, but it's still.
It's still
Yeah. Okay.
Are you still doing that show though?
Yeah.
Okay.
What show you
the dating show?
Which one? The
one you invited me over to.
Well, which one did I maybe I'm thinking the one I invited you to was the one that I was producing for ARN. Okay. It was a couch party show. Okay. It's like trivia, like they ask you pop culture questions, 5 questions, and if you get it right, you win $50. And we were doing like a couples edition, something like that. Okay. Either you guys are dating together, you want to come as couples, whatever the case might be. So, and it's like, I know I saw him with a young lady, and they were together. So a picture.
Yeah, it's all over my social.
It was
all over my social. Yeah, you're right. You're not going crazy.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But you know what's interesting to me? Like, how is that? Like when because then you got to go back and delete all those pictures.
Yeah, I just archived them, man.
Well, you archived it.
Yeah, it's archived.
You didn't delete. Is that because you in case maybe or?
No, I like the picture. It's still a good picture. I just archive it. I don't need to see it on my feed.
It's always interesting to me, man. That's why you probably never see me post anybody.
Yeah, and I think I realized not to post because I think it just creates too much.
You would never see me post anybody until we're either engaged or married.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm very, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just because, you also don't want people in your business. In your business a lot, but I want you to talk about what are you looking for? Like, what is your ideal woman? Like, because I know a lot of the sisters be watching, ladies are looking like, what is your ideal person? What's important to you?
For me, I would say honesty, integrity.
Yeah.
And someone who is independent. I like my 3 top things.
Okay.
Someone with good personality.
Yeah.
Who doesn't take themselves too seriously. I think anything else like we can work around.
Yeah. Top 3. When you look back on that dating experience or that relationship rather, what are top 3 things that you took away from that you've learned that moving forward?
I would say listening more.
Okay.
Active listening, I would say, because I was listening, but it's like I hear what you're saying. I would say more active listening and communication. I would say I think I improved in communication because of that last relationship.
Yeah.
And I would say third one. Dang, what's the third one? Paying more attention.
Okay.
To your partner, in the nonverbal.
Yeah.
Okay. It's typically like if someone's unhappy with something. Well, what I found, like their body language is going to show it more than they might not want to hurt your feelings or they might not want to say it. So it's like, all right, so I'm reading something here. Let's talk about it. What's going on?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. So one more on the relationship tip, and I'm gonna get off that topic. I'm gonna ask the next guest this question. Tell me and ask people this. I don't know why. It's like, wait, what time? Okay, so we got time. We got a little bit of time. Yeah, we got a little time.
Let's wrap it up.
But no. I like that he's giving me a time because we're still under an hour, right? But one thing,
technically,
but what is something that women do in a relationship that you wish they did not do? Something that what you wish that women
get me caught up, boy.
Hey, something that women don't know about men that you wish they knew about us.
Let's talk about it. Let's get me caught up. Bro, I thought we was homies. Man.
We homies. I'm gonna share some stuff too.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I got one.
I'm gonna share some stuff too. Something I wish that they knew about us as men. Because the other thing is, I don't understand how to understand a man. You gotta listen to man. Mm-hmm. It's interesting to me how women think they can get advice about men from another woman. Like, what I'm saying? How a man moves and thinks.
Yeah.
You listening to, you know what I mean? A woman, you got to listen to us.
Yeah.
And then they want to tell us, I don't even know yourselves on which, but that's a conversation for another day.
So how much more time do we have?
Right. No, real quick. What is one?
What time is it?
Give me one.
Okay, so which one? What a woman should understand from a man, or what I wish a woman didn't do?
What you wish that they knew about us, and that, what I'm saying, you can kind of tie it in. Man, that you wish they didn't do too, like in a relationship as well.
I feel like women need to understand that men are very simple, but not simple. Right? So we're simple in terms of, you treat us good. And we're happy with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need to I've yet to meet a dude that said a girl who was treating him perfect was unhappy. I've yet to meet one. Right. Maybe they out there.
Right.
You know, we're different. Some people might be happy and still be doing other things. I don't want to get into that one. You know what I'm saying? But and then one thing I would say that I wish this is one of my pet peeves. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, if you're hungry, what do you want? What do you want? If I suggest something, right, and everything I suggest you say no, and then I go somewhere, and then you say, don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Or if you tell me you're not hungry, right, and then I go get me a nice meal, don't ask me for nothing. Don't ask me for no piece of my chicken. No little bit of my rice. No.
Yes, sir.
It's my meal.
Yes, sir.
I asked you. You know?
Man.
So,
that's a great one.
That's a little pet peeve. I feel like every dude has experienced this.
Man.
But to keep the peace, we just say, okay, get a little piece of this chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a little bit of this rice.
Oh, that was so good. Yeah. That was so good. I got one. Mine is when you say something, I like to meet people halfway. I'm very understanding. I'm probably one of the most understanding person you ever meet. Mm-hmm. If you say something, like if you say, for instance, texting is not the best form of communication for me. Mm-hmm. And you say, if you want to talk to me, call. Mm-hmm. Why every time I call, not only do you not pick up the phone, you don't return my phone call. Make it make sense.
It don't make no sense.
You saying, don't text, just pick up. But every time I call, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is, this is a thing. And I've always said, one of the things maybe is not just women that I think we do is trying to understand, or we'll say, oh, I know how he's going to react. Or I'm not going to do this because, don't stop doing that, ladies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the thing. Stay true to yourself, to who you are, what you're about. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't say, let me do this because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want him feeling this way or that way. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen, you're not staying true to yourself. And down the line, that's going to come to the surface where you're going to be like, you know what? And this is what ends up happening, where he's like, but wait a minute. I thought you liked this. I thought you was cool. But whole time, no, you weren't. You were just trying to appease this person. Mm-hmm. Because the reality is you find true love. I always say, the thing about true love is true love meets you where you're at and accepts you for who you are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Fact.
You got to be yourself 100% unapologetic. Now, of course, if let's say you were trying to take a nap, I might not watch the TV with the volume all the way loud. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's being
respectful.
But as far as the nature, your DNA, who you are, stay true to that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're gonna segue Afro beats, because you know what's on your playlist. Not just Afro beats, but what's on your playlist right now, just in general. Like, and then you could touch on what Afro beats artists you're feeling right now
for Afro beats.
Well, first of all, what's on your playlist? Period.
Okay.
And of course, I'm sure in that playlist there's some Afro beats, and then you could segue into some of your favorites.
Okay. Oh, man, I got a mix, bro. But mainly, it's really a lot of hip hop and Afro beats.
Okay.
Right? So I got Chris Brown, obviously R&B.
Yeah.
Lil Uzi Vert, don't judge me.
No judgment.
21 Savage.
Yeah. 21.
Quavo, Future. Afro beats is Burna Boy.
Yeah.
DeVito.
Yeah.
Wizkid.
Okay.
And
the usual suspects.
Joe Boy is on my playlist.
Yeah, okay.
He's fire.
Okay.
Too. Yeah.
That's dope. I've been heavy on Afro beats lately, bro. Mm. I was saying that people know the usual suspects, but it's it's a lot of dope artists, man, right now. Mm-hmm. That is just, techno is great. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, don't sleep on techno. He's doing a lot of good stuff right now. Who else am I feeling lately? Olamide is doing this thing. Yeah. I like Olamide is doing this thing as well.
Yeah.
You know, Rema, of course.
Good.
You know, Rema. I mean, y'all know Calm Down for sure. Rema's killing it. Who else am I feeling? You know, I'm feeling, and then it's like even people like there's some newer ones like Lil Cash who's coming up.
Is he really new? He's been out.
He's been out for a minute, but as far as like, you know, I guess for me it's like new to me, right? But because I'm not, but it's like, you know, Lil Cash is doing this thing right now. Mm-hmm. I just feel like even of course Ashake is like he is blowing up. Oh my God, his rise to, I was like, what is going on?
He came out of nowhere.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Like, who is this man?
Yo, it is insane.
He's fire.
Oh my God, and when he was on, of course, Fireboy DML, he was the one that that sang the
bandana song.
Bandana song.
Yeah.
I mean, when I heard that joint, this is, you know how I discovered that song? I'm on Instagram. This lady, I'm trying to find a post to do on ARN because it was Mother's Day. I'm trying to find a Mother's Day reel that I can post.
Yeah.
So there's a reel of this lady who's saying she just had twins after having twins. So she had twins back to back. Ooh. So she was saying that what the babies were saying is, they never see me coming. I said, who's that?
Yo.
It's crazy. That's how I discovered the song.
Wow.
That's how I even Kwaku the Traveler.
Yeah.
That song.
Yeah. I'm surprised he was buzzing the way he was buzzing, but that song is fire.
That song, I mean, it's what it's done. The same story. I found out about that one. It's just interesting how we discover music these days. That was also on Instagram. But I say that to say when it comes to Afrobeats, it's a whole lot of artists right out right now, and I know people know the big names, but there's so many different ones, and so check out all of those other guys. You know what I mean, as far as that's concerned. But I wanted us to touch on that. You know, and I want us to close on this note, right? Mm-hmm. We're gonna do some Nigerian Pidgin English slang, whatever.
I'm terrible at it, bro.
We're gonna do some basic ones.
So American, bro.
Let's do some basic ones. It's like if I say "How you day," what would you say?
I'm Evo.
So that's like if I'm speaking about like Ole, it's like Odema.
Yeah.
But it's like Pidgin. If I say "How you day," you say like "I day." How you day is like, how are you?
Yeah,
essentially, that's Nigerian Pidgin English, right?
I'm so American.
You know what I mean?
I'm good. I'm so
and
American.
You know, number
with
one.
it.
You know, new one I learned. A new one I learned from Davido is "he choke."
I don't know that. Which one's that one? What is that?
He choke is almost like you say it when it's almost like it's lit, it's up, like, you know, that sort of thing.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
so there was this video of him and Drake. Apparently they were recording something in the studio. So he posted it and he was like on Instagram, he was like, "Eat choke." And I was like, and I've just been hearing that over and over again.
I didn't research what this means.
You know what I mean? Let me research what that means. But eat choke is like it's up, it's lit, and how
I did hear it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what he says. I was just like, all right, it's cool.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah. I never knew what that meant.
Yeah,
though,
I didn't. Yeah, because I heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Another one that I like is when they say, "I know if he shout." It's almost like I'm so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just a little 101 on Nigerian Pidgin English. So the next time you hear it, you know what I mean? You'll be like, somebody telling somebody like, "How you day?" Like, you're like, "I day." You know what I mean? Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know the last song from Burna Boy? I don't know if you've seen it. But he broke down the Pidgin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In the entire song, and he explained it word for word. So I was like, okay, makes sense.
But you know, on that note, I want to say thank you to my brother for coming on the show.
Sir. Thank you for having me, bro.
No, it was fun. It was dope, and we're gonna see you on the next episode of the High Vibrations Only, where we're all about inspiration, motivation, and elevation. Peace out.